Just a quick thing, class, before I start in on trait theories. Correlation is not causation. What does that mean? Things in the textbook, the author may say, are linked to one another in some way, but we can't necessarily prove that one causes the other. They may be correlated, they may be related in some way, but they may not cause the other thing. Smoking for many years we knew was correlated with cancer. And then scientists proved that smoking caused cancer. We knew before it was linked, but we didn't know it caused until the research was done and thoroughly and well. Trait theories. This you actually will be quizzed on. Trait theories view criminality as a product of abnormal biological or psychological traits. So criminal behavior is caused by something in someone's biology or something in their psyche. Sociobiology is a term coined by Edmund O. Wilson in the 1970s, and his idea was that human behavior is motivated by inborn biological urges to survive and preserve the species. So from Edmund Wilson's idea emerged a whole bunch of what are called biosocial theories of crime. You won't be quizzed on that. You will need to know biochemical, neurological, genetic, and evolutionary, so I'll tell you what they mean. Biochemical conditions can influence antisocial behavior. This research focuses on the theory that diet or hormones or enzymes or environmental contaminants like lead can cause antisocial behavior. Maybe an improper diet or a chemical or mineral imbalance in the brain can lead to problems associated with, again, antisocial behavior. It's criminal acts come out of antisocial behavior. Also, sex hormones, androgens, can be a biochemical influencer. They can incline individuals to aggressive behavior. You read what the textbook said about gender. Likewise, lead exposure, as you know, has been linked to emotional and behavioral disorders. So that's biochemical. Other theories of crime include neurological. The major premise of the theory is that criminals and delinquents often suffer brain impairment, damage. Something's going on neurologically. Another biosocial theory of crime is the genetic theory, that antisocial behavior can be inherited. The genetic makeup of your parents may be passed on to the children. And genetic abnormalities are linked, remember, correlated but not necessarily caused, linked to a variety of antisocial behavior. We see this, the textbook talks about identical twins, how often they show very similar behaviors. The fourth biosocial theory of crime I want you to know about is the evolutionary theory of crime. As the human race evolved, traits and characteristics became ingrained, including aggression for males. If you're really aggressive and you don't have any social conscience, you might end up passing along your genetic material to many, many other people and thus propagating the species. That's one for the annals of history. The book also talks about psychological theories of crime. That's not a key term. What I do need you to know about are the psychodynamic, behavioral, and cognitive psychological theories of crime. The psychodynamic theory comes out of Freud, Sigmund Freud. It says that the unconscious development in early childhood will influence the behavior for the rest of your life. And criminals have what are called weak egos and damaged personalities. This is a theory. This is an idea of how things work. It's not necessarily the truth. So in the psychodynamic theory, according to Sigmund Freud, the id is the primitive part of people's mental makeup. The ego is shaped by learning and experience, and the superego, third part, reflects the morals and values of your parents, your significant others, your society. So criminals are id-driven. They suffer from weak or damaged egos. And crime is a manifestation of feelings of oppression and the inability to develop the proper psychological defenses for keeping those feelings under control. So that's one psychological theory of crime. Here's another one, behavioral. People are not born with a tendency to act violently. This is just a theory. Rather, they learn to be aggressive through their life experiences, which include personally observing others acting aggressively to achieve some goal, or observing people being rewarded for violent acts. This behavioral theory looks at the role of significant people in your lives and in the media, and says you model your behavior, if you're a criminal or in general, on what's around you. The third and final psychological theory of crime I want you to be aware of is the cognitive theory. The idea that individual reasoning and individual reasoning processes influence behavior. Your reasoning is influenced by the way you perceive the environment. So crime-prone people may have cognitive defects, and they use the information they take in incorrectly. This theory, the cognitive theory, can show why criminal behavior patterns change over time as people mature. And it may explain the aging out process, that people individually reason and they make decisions that cause them to age out of criminal activities. Well, sorry about that thing that keeps appearing. And thank you for your attention. That's the end of these key terms. Take care, class.